Hi, good morning. It is 5:30 a.m. We're in line to get tickets to the DMZ with our tour guide. And it's first come, first serve. I guess they changed it with COVID, so we have to be there extra early.
So you're wondering why this trip starts so early. DMZ is one of the most famous trips, even before COVID. So the palaces or shopping, the historical places in Seoul, you can do it on your own. With the smartphone now, it's easy to look around. But DMZ without transportation explanation is a little bit difficult to get there on your own. So before COVID, almost 5,000 people a day went there. So crowded. At that time, there is no restriction. So everybody just go inside. But individually, also many local Korean people visit there. So we, the Korean tourists, we have to change the bus arranged by the government, and then we can go inside. And this kind of group tourist, without changing the bus, every tour buses could go inside. And because of the COVID, about 2.5 years, DMZ had been closed. So nobody could go to the DMZ. It opened only about 5-6 months ago in May. And so the beginning of this year, so in May, the DMZ reopened it. The problem is government to control the number of the tourists to enter. When the DMZ opened in May, June and July, only 240 people per day. Only 240. So it was so competitive to buy a ticket. So also many people complained. So now it's more acceptable, but that's not enough. So during the weekday, less than 700 people per day can go. And also there are two ways to go to the DMZ area. They only accept 5 group tourists. So group tourists means like us, without changing the bus. We're going to use the same bus and same driver. We can go into the DMZ. And if all these group tickets sold out, the plan B is we have to change the shuttle bus arranged by the government. During the weekday, there are only 9 shuttle buses a day. So they don't receive any reservation. The ticket is available only for first come, first served basis.
If you're too tired, if you stay in the bus, also no problem. You can wait instead of until 8 o'clock. We're going to meet here.
Okay, just got done with my breakfast. We had ramen, and then this is honey ginger herbal tea to warm up my soul on this cold morning. Yeah, so definitely wear a coat in October. Actually, though, this is November. It's definitely cold in the morning. Anyways, the tour. Oh, look at that, the moon. It's an awesome view. Yeah, we saw the total lunar eclipse last week. Anyways, so we're the first tour bus, just right there. We're the DMZ JSA, and it's a first come, first serve right now with the COVID. And so we got here first. We got breakfast first, which you get to pay for. So bring some cash or credit card. But the gates don't open till 9 o'clock. So we have another hour and 20 minutes. And so I'll be doing a little exploration on this first part. I'll try to record most that I can. One area is off limits, our tour guide was saying, and that is the third tunnel, or third infiltration tunnel. And there is 5 from what our tour guide was saying. But the closest one to Seoul is this one, which you are able to go through. 1 and 2, I think 1 is not stable enough to go through, and 2 is kind of far away in the country. And they say there's possibly 5 other tunnels along the DMZ border that have not been discovered yet. So, anyways, let's go take a look. And this is Imjingak Park, just right here. And from what I have heard, We heard this from a person yesterday. He was saying that if you don't have a ticket to come here, because only the tour buses have tickets to visit here, but if you're unable to get a ticket, this is an area that you can come see without a ticket. So you can actually drive here or take a taxi. There's no shuttle up here, but this is a park where you can come and take a look and actually see North Korea. So let's take a look a little bit higher. This is the Peace Bell. Let's see what it says. Alright, so that bell was about a reunification of North Korea and South Korea. And it's the hope and prayer of the Gyeonggi province that one day that could happen. So this is a bell to reunify, as a prayer or monument to that hopeful day. Okay, and this is the Stones of Peace Wall, and this happened January 1st, 2000. And so these stones have all come together from 86 battlefields in 64 different countries to I guess to show the people that there is possibly a reunification, that there's hope for a better day. So this is called the situation map of the 625 War. So it says the Imjin River is where there's been a few battles. It says the first and third Battle of Seoul in the Chinese 5th phase offensive. And so from 2009 to 2019, Raqqa, which is the Republic of Korea Army, has done a bunch of recovery projects and found the remains of 562 heroic souls. And so they talk about how they're just trying to find up to 124,000 people, and they're nameless in the mountains, waiting to be discovered and to be properly buried in the National Cemetery. And so they're looking for families to submit a DNA test. You'll get a reward, and if you help find any evidence, you can get $200 to $700 US dollars. So that's kind of cool that they're doing that for all the lost soldiers. There's a giant rock here. I'm not sure what it says, but there you go. You'll have to pause the video, I guess, to translate. Alright, let's continue on. Yeah, so this says it's a song 30 Years Lost, created by Gukin Nam, sung by Wondu Seoul. Anyways, it is the theme song for Search for the Dispersed Families. Back in 1983, and it was aired live for 453 hours for the reuniting of 10,189 dispersed families. The 30 Years Lost was after the Korean War. The fighting was physically done, but the war, there was actually, the war didn't end. There was a ceasefire, but the war didn't end. So that 30 years was trying to reunite their families. And this monument right there stands as awaiting the reunification of North and South Korea. It's called the Statue of Peace towards the reunification of Korea. So it says these two statues depict the victims of sexual slavery who were forced mobily by the Japanese military during the Asia-Pacific War. It's a little souvenir shop, and he has actually has some great prices on some stuff. A bunch of US, you know, like backpacks and stuff, and tons of stickers and patches. But he only takes cash, so I might need to pull some cash out here. But this is a Beat 131, and this is an underground bunker pavilion used during the Korean War. So it has a situation room, and it costs 1,000 won, which is about 75 cents. But I think it's closed though. Kind of cool. Let's check out this steam locomotive here. So here's the steam engine. This was just a relic in the Korean War that was going from the station to Pyongyang, which is the capital of North Korea. And said the train driver, had over 1,000 bullet holes and was destroyed by the time he got back, just from the China volunteer army. And those are all the real bullet holes. It's been cleaned up and the rust has been removed, it said. This is a registered national cultural item. Yeah, check out those bullet holes. A new lane towards peace. Yeah, look at that. It says no photography once you're inside that area. I'm not sure exactly what those words say. This says civilian restricted area. Let's take a look up here. Alright, let's go head up to the top of the tower here. Actually, maybe take a look over here real quick and then go up. So this over here is called Mongdaedan, and it's interesting as you read this. Talks about how, you know, after the World War II, Korea was arbitrarily divided into North and South Korea according to a unilateral decision of the powerful nations, regardless of the desire of our people. So it sounds like they might be kind of a bit, you know, resentful about that decision to be split between North and South. And so there's people, let's see, and there were some people who didn't want to live in North Korea, you know, under the North Korea Communist Party, and they wanted to come to South Korea, and so they built this permanent altar at the cost of 500 million won, which is a lot of money, but it's basically trying to, you know, it's a prayer and a longing, an earnest longing for the reunification of the country. So, in these signs and symbols is to ease the homesickness of the North Koreans or these people who have fled and have come here. And there's pictures, you know, of the mountains, and these are the provinces. They all represent different things. That's like a mountain with trees. There's like a sea, a harbor, and a port of some kind. You got some incense right there. You got a bridge, more mountains and farming, and it looks like some cliffs up in the mountains. All right, now let's go head up there. I think this is where we go. No one's around here. Yeah, I'm not sure what all this text is. It's all in Korean. So it's kind of hard to look through the binoculars. If you look at it, and you can see just a little sliver. Yeah, I've tried adjusting it, but there's some type of like reflecting damage. And there's our tour guide talking about all those little monuments down there. But I did my own thing. But yeah, soon we'll cross the border there and go into the DMZ. We'll cross the Bridge of Freedom. Alright, so the ATM is right behind me. It's in the KS 25, and it just opened up at 8:45. I caught her right when she opened, so 8:45 is when the ATM opens. So now I can buy some souvenirs. So I think on this tour we don't have any shopping. I think it says no forced shopping. I'm by myself now. Let everyone go. Alright, time for the third tunnel, which we can't have our video or GoPro, unfortunately. So I'll tell you about it when I get back. Get a picture with the third tunnel. But my group's already down here. I need to hurry up. I'm joining the second group. I'm taking too long. Alright, let's move on. Yeah, it looks like there's bathrooms right there. And you can definitely spend some time right here. Spend a few minutes. Oh, maybe they're taking their time too. Maybe I'll follow them for a second and look over there. Yeah, I'll go do that. Because why not? This is where the tunnel is. You start in the building and it goes down. Cool. Let's go take a look here. Alrighty, no photography. Okay, just got done shopping at the DMZ. They have a bunch more stuff than the souvenir shop from that first place I showed you. But this is a little more expensive. So, it just kind of depends on what you buy. So I bring cash and a card. Oh, so one souvenir I got was on the DML, the MDL, the militarized or military demarcator line. So before there was a south end zone and the north end zone, they had the MDL, and that just had barbed wire fence, like back in the 70s. So they tore up all the barbed wire fence and expanded the north and south gate. But that barbed wire, you're actually able to buy a piece of it for 40,000 won, and so that's like $30 or so USD dollars. And it's like in a little fancy case, like right there. But this is the actual barbed wire fence that was along that MDL. It's pretty cool looking. It's an M44843. I mean, besides the violent aspect of a tank, they are pretty impressive and awesome looking machines. Oh, so anyways, we're gonna get back on the shuttle here and head, I think, towards the observatory, the Dora observatory. We were way down there. Now we're up by the observatory. No pigs. Yeah, just 30 minutes behind in North Korea. Yep, President Trump. That's at the JMA. Now there's that line. Alright, let's go upstairs.
There's a 20-meter statue.
So there's the south end zone, and up there is the north, I guess, end zone. And there's North Korea right over there. The cities, just all up there. And they said that on the North Korea side, they took down all the trees so they could see people walking across, you know, or see, you know, machines coming across. So South Korea, I'll zoom in better on the video, but where the trees are, that's all South Korea. And then the other side of that little pond, that's where the line is. The line of the MBL. See, there's the South Korea flag. They said there was a competition between both flags on either side. So South Korea put their flag up, and then North Korea did it a little bit higher, and then South Korea did it a little bit higher, and so on. But North Korea eventually made it the highest, and I think our tour guide was saying it was like 400 meters tall. It's the fourth tallest flag in the world. The first one is in, I think, Saudi Arabia. I'll double check that, but okay, so you see the pond right in front of you. It's not a lake, it's just a little pond. There's a little hill right to the left of it. There's like a little guard post on top, because it is, and that's on the North Korea side. So right below that, there's like a little, I don't know, like bald spot, just dirt. That's where the MDL is, the military demarcation line, and that's where North Korea and South Korea meet. You know, because before that, right here in front of you, you know, that's where the fence is of the south side, and the north side has their zone. And so all between those trees and etc., there's lots of landmines. On our tour, our tour guide was saying that with the military's, or U.S. military's help, we deployed with Korea over 2 million landmines, and over a third have either been like detonated or removed, etc. But 2/3 of that 2 million is still out there. So what's that, like 666. Well, that's so 666,000 landmines have been recovered, but the rest are all scattered along that DMZ line from east to west. So that's crazy. Yeah, so yes, South Korean flag. And then there's another tower right next to it. I'll zoom into it, but that's where the JSA is. That's where President Trump and, you know, all the other South Korea leaders have met right there and shook hands across that line. But yeah, President Trump was the first president, or U.S. president, rather, who has stepped into North Korea. But yeah, those are the actual cities of North Korea, just on the other side. Alright, let's go a little bit higher.
Right next to it is the Gyeonggi Railroad. The #1 national road is used by South Korean entrepreneurs to visit the Gaesung Industrial Complex. The modern high-rise building in front of the #1 national road is the Gaesung Industrial Complex, which symbolizes economic collaboration between the two Koreas. South and North Korea cooperate at the Gaesung Industrial Complex for mutual prosperity, and the area will be the starting point for a unified Korea. The closest building from Dora Observatory is North Korea's guard post. North Korea dug an underground tunnel to invade South Korea from the back of this guard post, including the third tunnel. A total of 4 underground tunnels have been discovered so far. Most of North Korea's mountains we see from the observatory are approximately 200 to 400 meters above sea level, and they are bare mountains with almost no trees. Although the view of these mountains are not pleasing, underground bunkers are reserved for the potential warfare, and hardened artillery sites are installed, which are capable to strike as far as Suwon City. On the mid-slope of Mountain Sungak, located on the right side, there's a 20-meter statue of Kim Il-sung. North Korea absorbed to idolize Kim Il-sung while leaving civilians into poverty and hunger. Today, there are about 35,000 statues just like this one. The village on the front side right below the mountain is Gumangul. There are a few buildings larger than ordinary homes. They're the Labor Party headquarters and Kim Il-sung Juche Ideology Research Center. The steel tower we see in the distance is the jamming tower, which interferes with the GPS signal from South Korea. And high-rise buildings located below the jamming tower are part of Gaesung, which is one of the 3 major cities in North Korea. On the right side of DMZ, Gijongdong Village appears with the tall steel tower along with North Korean flag on top. In the past, this village was used for propaganda and no one didn't live there. But today, workers of the Gaesung Industrial Complex reside in the village. And to the south of Gijongdong, there is a village with a South Korean flag. This is Daesungdong, which is the South Korean village located inside the DMZ. The white roof buildings to the right of Daesungdong is the Panmunjom. It is a place that best demonstrates the ongoing tension between the two Koreas. Panmunjom is used for contacts and discussions between the two Koreas.
Yeah, you can watch a little presentation about all of the sites. Definitely worth it, as they point things out and you can see it. Yeah, I was just thinking that all this tourism, sure, it brings in some money, but it's also propaganda in a way to create unification of the Koreas. So as I walk away, and other people, you know, they want that same decision too. All right, saying goodbye to the observatory. Yeah, that was awesome to see everything with your own eyes. All right, now we're gonna board back on the shuttle here, and I think we're about to. Oh, we got one more thing to do. The unification. The unification village. Okay, and one of the villages here, and actually, yeah, in the actual DMZ, because civilians can actually live here, and so you can get some soybean ice cream. All right, we're getting the famous Jangdong soybean ice cream, only found in the DMZ. The soybean it doesn't use dairy, only soybean, so it's very, very beany, is what someone said. She said it was beany, 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 beany. All right, here's the soybean ice cream. Let's give it a shot here. It's gonna be hard to hold the camera here. Let's test it out. All right, verdict was, I loved it. That was tasty. So it's all soy, you know, no dairy. Kind of tastes like peanut butter in a way, like that texture. But I'm a big fan of that. So if you like a peanut butter, kind of a thick ice cream taste, then yeah, definitely stop by. And it's 4,000 won, so it's like $350 US for some ice cream, or not ice cream, soy ice cream. Yeah, very good.